Welcome back from the break, everybody. We're live here from Los Angeles in the Blizzard Arena, and we have one match coming up left for the day, Hex. And yeah, I fixed my glasses, guys. It's rad. It's awesome. They're back.
Yeah, I just like the sunglasses.
They might come back. Might go back to the sunglasses. Depends. These bright lights, you know, Hex. I don't know. Now that I've got the sunglasses on, I'm not really sure.
It's actually going to melt the glue that you used to glue your glasses back together.
It's magic. It's magic. I actually didn't want to use tape just because of all the Harry Potter jokes, but you know, glue, you stick with it. Hey, you stick with it. Okay, let's get into the last match. Let's get into the last match of the day, dude. We got one more.
Yeah, we have Chengdu versus Florida coming up next, and this one's going to be interesting, mostly because Chengdu is just this wild card that plays whatever they really want. It's strange because they've been playing the same style, but it is this unconventional style. Of course, you've got guys like Late Young on here too, and Late Young has been very good for this squad, and he didn't get into Overwatch League last year, but he was well renowned as one of the best players in the Chinese region. He wants to really bring that to the fans of the world. We're ready to see what the Chinese region's all about. And it's him and a couple of the other guys that were veterans of the Overwatch Premier Series, and they were some of the best players I thought in China, just didn't get their chance to get into the Overwatch League last year. But now they're here looking to make a splash.
And they certainly are. They certainly are. A difficult team to get a read on. But their opponent's also a difficult team to get a read on right now. Not quite sure what the level is. But Florida, right. They've gone for wholesale changes in the roster. It might as well be a new team that's coming in with the starting six. I mean, there's one lone guy, you know, who's still in the fight.
Yeah, but he no longer has to drive the bus, and they've just sold that bus. It's a brand new roster, brand new organization for the most part, except for Tvik. They've actually added, I believe, McGravy yesterday too, another English-speaking part of their team, which will be interesting addition as we go forth. But I think it's cool that they get to play against Chengdu, because now we might actually see them play things that are not 3-3. They've got some players that we haven't seen yet. Maybe a little Saya surprise comes in, get some Widowmaker play.
Let's go. Get the tears flowing. Guys, it's time to get into the match, and we're going to welcome our first team to the stage. It is the Chengdu Hunters.
So the interesting thing about this team is they pretty much only run the disruption composition, I suppose. They run a lot of Hammond, is what I'm saying. Among just loves running Hammond. He runs it most of the time. It's a huge percentage play. He does a ton of damage, gets ult-ups quickly, but doesn't get a lot of final blows. He relies on the rest of his team. What's interesting about them is you can kind of game plan for this team because you know what they're going to run. They don't run 3-3 very often. When they do, it's actually they're curveball-ish, but a lot of talent on this team. KO has been really good. Amang has been really nice as well. Late Young, as aforementioned, I thought he was the best diva in the Chinese region a couple years back, looking to regain that place. And then a lot of great supporting players as well.
Certainly a chance to prove themselves here in the Overwatch League, but they've got to go through these guys next. It is going to be the Florida Mayhem.
This is not your 2018 Florida Mayhem for sure. The roster completely overturned. They cleaned house for the most part. BQB has been a standout for them. Swan's been great as well. Tvik, of course, Mr. Versatile as we think of. Actually hasn't played as many heroes as he did last year thus far.
Oh, awesome.
That's
he made it. He made it.
You'll pick it up, Zephyr. It's okay. Chris there towards the end is a really interesting Lucio. Now, they've played a lot of 3-3 lately, and the point I made on the pre-show is Lucio in a 3-3 has to play very differently than Lucio in these compositions with 4 damage dealers and single tanks and whatever they play. So we'll see how Chris does today, but it's a roster full of old pieces from the Overwatch League who've been jettisoned from the former team, and then some new bright additions.
That's a way to put it. Jettisoned into the void, only to be gathered up by the man. Tvik. He is here, but kicking things off. You got it on your screen, Chris. And we'll go through the whole roster here, but I mean, as far as this team is concerned, a lot to prove. A lot of the kind of Shanghai kind of pressure on these guys, just because it was a bit of a running joke last season where it's just like, oh, well, at least Florida got to play Shanghai, you know, so they got some wins that way, but it was a brutal start for them.
If Shanghai wasn't the, well, to be frank, no, it's not mince words, dumpster fire that they were last year, then we would be talking about Florida as a terrible team. They did not perform much better than Shanghai. I believe 4 to 6 wins, I don't even remember, but it wasn't good overall. And both of the teams had problems with their support lines, and both teams have upgraded those support lines significantly.
Yes, now that explains why they had to settle out of court with Oscar. But Shanghai, they managed to get it done. They managed to get it done, and they've turned it around this year, Hex. As we all saw yesterday, if you haven't, be sure to tune into the VODs or go and check those out on the website. Shanghai, they've won. That's it. They've broken it. The streak is over.
The pressure's off. And Florida got a good win, too. They beat Philadelphia in their last matchup. It was 1-2. They ended up with a draw. Philadelphia was running Elk for the first time, but, you know, there's a lot of things that happen. You got to pick up wins when they present themselves to you. So we are going
Speaking of which,
take a look at the maps. Take it away. Plug the sponsor, buddy.
Presented by Toyota. And it will be Nepal to kick things off on this series. 4 maps coming right at you guys. By Nepal to kick things off on Control.
Nepal is going to be really interesting because I want to see when we get to Shrine. Oddly enough, when I've seen these teams on Shrine, Florida runs 4 DPS and something kind of wonky, whereas Chengdu just ran standard. So it's a kind of reversal of roles, and we are going to kick right off on Shrine. This is where Florida ended up running 4 DPS. I believe a Tracer was in the mix, and then Chengdu ran it completely standard. When they got in trouble, they put Ameng back onto the Hammond, which I believe he will be rolling out on now. See what I did there?
I did do that, Hex. That was clever. That was clever. It was almost as if, you know, he's like a hamster ball, but made out of metal, titanium.
You know, the sad part is I went to school for English for 7 years, and that's the best I have.
Well, you know, again, they lied to you, Hex. You know, they lied to you, your parents. So, getting into the thick of things here. It is a best of 3 on this map in particular. We're looking for the first team to get 2 points, and they're both on offense. Think King of the Hill. So, Chengdu kicking things off already with Ameng on the hamster.
I mean, that stat's just ridiculous. 83% of their time they've been playing Hammond. The rest of the league is only 16%. So what is considered a niche hero by most of the league is just standard Chengdu play.
And in the meantime, Florida, they've had the chance to go ahead and scout this out, confirm what they no doubt thought was coming. BQB will be swapping immediately over to the Sombra, and we will have a little bit of a change with Hagopun on Ana as well. So going to be fun to see how Florida approach this. Guess what is about to come crashing in? Ameng just ringing their bell, letting them know, hello guys. And it is just a really it can be a really frustrating hero to play against Ameng because of all this, all the mobility that he has at his disposal, just rolling all over the place.
Well, last time Florida ran Tracer onto Vic on this point, but I think you need to keep the Brigitte so that you can at least stun the Hammond once and try to get a kill. Otherwise, you're just gonna roll in and roll out on you.
Exactly, look at this. Hey, pile driver, straight into the mix. Bonus shields, man's a tough nut to crack. Has to be careful, looking for the other side here, trying to force perhaps a change in angle on the shields.
Yeah, he's gotta be careful. He almost fell below 1,000 HP there for a second.
Crazy, crazy. Yeah, and all this time, we got the grab coming into it too now. So Florida getting crushed, literally. Ameng just lighting them up, but Tavik comes right back into it. 2 kills each on par so far, but we don't have a shield to hide behind over here for Florida, so there is gonna be tough for them to survive.
There's the minefield. Ameng does so much damage that he gets those ultimates very quickly. Remember,
oh, there it is!
Bowling for Swedes, and Ameng aces that one off the edge as Tavik goes flying. Gonna stay in control here. Down to 100 HP, but that's as low as he gets. A big health pool helps his supports get their ultimates up as well. And now Chengdu holding on at 70%. And by the time they fight, it's gonna be about 80. So you could reasonably say Chengdu is about 1 fight away from taking this first stage.
They're on it right now. Things are shaping up nicely. Haven't had any swaps over on the Florida side. They do have the nano, so we'll see. Swan. He's honking his way through, and what is this? How does Chris go up to that bomb? He's gone, and that's the end of the fight here for Florida. This is catastrophic. They're at 90% right now, Chengdu.
It's almost always a mistake when a Lucio dies to a self-destruct like that because he's the one in control of the speed boost. He should be able to skate away using that advanced mobility, but didn't happen there. Didn't see exactly what happened. But now Florida has to hope to stall out, maybe nano someone to get in here. They've got ultimates to use. It's just a matter of getting on the point to use them.
Well, Ana's running back into the fight. That's Hago. He needs to get in with that boost. He's not going to wait a second. He hesitates not and throws it in. The grab got eaten, though. And Zephyr will find a kill. That's the big tank, the big beef out of the way here for the Hunters as they completely collapse under the onslaught. The Mayhem really living up to their names.
Despite the grab getting eaten, this is going to be an easy take back for the Florida Mayhem, but 99%, Chengdu's pretty happy with that. They're going to be 50% of their way towards most of their ultimates, where it was a huge investment for the Florida Mayhem. Tavik has to go back to Brigitte so that they have some crowd control, or abbreviated CC. pretty much just means stuns or things that hold you in place so that Amon can't just do whatever he wants. But he's got Minefield up. He can just drop it all over the point and gain some zone control.
Let's go right there, straight into it. No hesitation, and time for a nap. And what great discipline from Tvik. Doesn't wake him up. Could have taken the free pot shot. Instead, they're going to take him for a ride.
Still almost got away. Ridiculous. They are going to get grabbed, though, as all the concentration was on the hamster ball. Everyone gets caught up in that grab and killed.
And they're gone. They're gone, Hex. It's brutal. You hate to see it, especially if you're a Mayhem fan. But BQB is gone, and I don't think they're going to be able to make it back in time. That's going to be it. The Hunters taking the first point in this best of 3. Looking fairly solid, and once again, sticking to their guns, both of them. So we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we will have the second point of this first map right after that. Welcome back, everybody, from the break, and we are going to be getting into the thick of things here. It's the Murder Chasm Hex, and that's going to be the next point coming right up here. And we'll see, can the Hunters close it out strong and hit the ground running versus the Mayhem, or are the Mayhem going to have a bit of fight in them? No time wasted, straight into the thick of things. And Amon.
Amon.
Amen.
Amon.
Amon.
Very
is going to be going right in.
We're working on it. Gets in there, gets the slam, but Florida was expecting it, and at a certain point with Chengdu, you have to be expecting it. That's how they play all the time. You just wait for the hamster to come in, wait for the Hammond to come in, and try to deal with it then, but he's just so good at getting out, and he also gets a ton of support from his team. Late Young able to take down Swan early in this fight. Very nice play.
And initial control looks like it's going to be going towards the Hunters. Without Swan in here, it makes it difficult for Florida to take a fight. They need that monkey and the shield he brings along with him to soak some damage. Late Young's going to be happy about the charge he's got going right now. Sees it early, sees the rotation. Now they're out in the open here, Florida, trying to find a way in.
Yeah. And so one of the things at Zarya that makes working with a Reinhardt really nice is you can just shield him, and then people don't know to stop shooting and stop swinging at him in close quarters. But he's been shielding Amon, and he's in there, and what are you going to do? Just stop shooting and just hope for the best? Amon's just been so good at his disruption play.
He's been all over the place. Really tough to pin him down. And as he goes crashing through, looking perhaps for a little bit of a boop, not going to find it quite there. And now they get to hang out. Oh, you only caught the one, Rodents, and he is going to get focused.
It's a testament to how annoying he's been. Late Young gets his grab eaten by Zephyr. That's a nice play. And now Chengdu is just in stall-out mode right now. They're not going to be able to bring this fight back. They've lost too many pieces, very likely. However, you never know, because the Hammond gets back so quickly that you might be able to get your main tank back on the point, and that's a huge bomb. Takes down Swan. Florida yet to pull this back.
Was it a parting gift from Jinbu? No, I think that he was dead. There was no stun out there, so interesting for Swan to get picked off by that. Still the contest coming through. Amon going in, looking for the slam, and oh, he gets caught. He's out, and they are going to get the cleanup here. Mayhem, they've got it unlocked.
But they started that fight at like 30%, and just the stall out from the Chengdu Hunters gets them all the way up to 70. Didn't invest way too much, and now Amon onto a Reinhardt. So a standard composition from Chengdu, which is not standard for Chengdu.
I'm just getting an Unchained reference here, you know. I just want Amon to like go crashing through everybody and just whisper, the G is silent. We'll see if he makes the play, we'll see. Plenty of opportunity here. Well, not for him, he's out of it. Done, the Rhine is gone, no shield left to hide behind. And now it's up to Florida to just pin these guys in the corner. There's nowhere for them to escape. The Hunters have become the hunted, and they're caught up against the wall.
They're throwing a lot of ultimates into this one just to try to stay alive. You have to wonder if it's not ill-advised, because they only need one more fight, so you want to use those ults when you want to use them on your terms. Almost a big knockback, but it's Late Young who falls, and they're just stuck in the closet. Not an ideal place to fight. A late Graviton, not going to find much, and a little bit of undisciplined play from the Hunters there. They had enough to just wait and fight on their own terms, but panicked, got caught in the wall. They are going to have a Transcendence and a Graviton up soon, though. Amon switched again.
Exactly. The hamster is back. Big boom. Not going to find anybody, but Late Young does get caught. So we will have Florida Mayhem tying it up and now taking the lead. 72% and counting here on the point. Not going to overextend either. Just going to set up shop and wait for the Hunters to spend that valuable time getting back through these choke points.
Well, Swan's got Primal Rage up, which is so good on maps with environmental edges, especially this map. You can't really avoid or play around the pit of despair in the middle there. So Swan gonna wait for them to come in, jump over them very likely, and Primal and try to knock some people off.
Goes for the Primal. This is what they have to be worried about. He is still in this, but they do manage to keep their backs to the wall, the Hunters, and so no environmental kills here for Swan so far by the looks of things. And it is going to be nearly a flip contested at the last possible moment. BQB throwing that, no, it's not him, it's Late Young throwing the grab in.
Chengdu found an isolated target and they forced out the Transcendence on the other side. Amon is going to get some mind kills there, really difficult to avoid. Self-destruct comes off and this is it. The Hunters have to win this point or the map's over.
Oh, the sound barrier doesn't manage to catch him in time. Late Young gets overwhelmed and it will be Florida Mayhem.
People alive. They were chasing down. They get off the point, 70%. Oh, that's a big Charlie Niner right there.
Yeah, they saw red, couldn't resist. I mean, this is why we can't put so much emphasis on stats, on final blows, on kills, because then that's all the players think about.
Oh, so it's our fault.
Yeah, it's our fault.
I completely agree.
It's our fault.
I completely agree. All right, so like, it's very scrappy, and I'm not saying that they were definitely going to win it, but you've got players alive. A couple people die from Florida here, and now you've got Lucio chasing it down. Can't get back in time. That's a barriered Lucio on Evital and unable to get back there. They started seeing red. The bloodlust took over. They chased the kills. They lose the point.
Just don't eat the mushrooms or drink the tea. I mean, I'm calling them Vikings right now. They are hunters. Whatever. Vikings, they did a lot of hunting too. And they were berserkers. But right now, you need to calm down, Hunters, and keep you cool because this is the final point of this first map, and you gotta win it.
Elsa gets the hack on the opposing Sombra, which is a great way to deal with her. Sombras almost never die because they have translocate, so you get low and you get out. Unless you get stunned, CC'd, or hacked, you're going to be able to get out of the fight, so a great opening move from Elsa there to take out the opposing Sombra.
It's just an orb. It's just this giant orb that's running, that's like rolling around. Okay. Just seems so out of place. But there you go. Mechs, they take all forms.
Yeah, there was a sign in the audience earlier that asked for Hammond to be able to demech. Can you imagine trying to kill the hamster afterwards too? I would just feel bad.
Yeah, I mean, well, it's just like how they're so quick. They're speedy little creatures, you know? You'd be running around trying to stomp them, just getting away.
Swan gets a nice kill here. Control is in advantage of the Hunters, though, and Elsa takes down another prime target. Hacking a Tracer, it makes her absolutely useless. She's so fragile without mobility that he's just picking good targets and finishing it rather solo, too. It's been impressive.
Oh, squeak him, the mines are out. He's stuck in a corner, Zephyr. Not gonna make it, gets pinned down. It will be Elsa who's got him.
Another hack from Elsa. Zephyr's out of the fight. Amon is ran wild yet again. No one's really touching him. Swan just on Minesweeper duty. Now they finally get in here to contest, though.
Now we've got a presence on the point. Contest is down. Florida just all out chaos now as Swan is beating people to a pulp. Decides to hide in the corner, though. Play friendly. He's going to take rockets to the face, though. Jinmu gonna set it up for Elsa to clean up. 2 kills for Elsa with the help of his team.
This has just been the Elsa show. It's been him all over the place, getting hacks, getting eliminations, finishing out kills. I mean, it's just been so impressive that he's been able to isolate targets. Yet again, he hacks to Vic, takes them down. And I think that's what makes Chengdu so strong, is all these players know how to play alone. We emphasize so much about it. It's the team game. You got to play together. Yeah, they're making calls or giving out information, but individually, they win a lot of their 1v1s. Another hack.
Not quite, not quite. Close, though.
Oh, now he's hacked. Got him the second go-around.
There's a wall of rockets coming at you, too. Let's say Jinmu, nice positioning there. Good use of mechanics to knock himself over the rooftop. And this fight is going, I mean, they're going to let the point go to Mayhem right now, the Hunters.
Yeah, the Bloodlust takes over again, but they're getting kills here.
Yeah, without Hago in the mix, they might have an opening. Swan is dropping dangerously low without the heals. And so now that could be a 1 fight for the Hunters, and then they just flip the point back their way. Sound barrier goes down, however. gonna be making him a bit more difficult to kill, but a great EMP connecting with 4. Or 3.
Well, Chengdu has to decide if they want to fight here or they want to back out. A lot of times they just throw too much into it when it's already a lost fight. Amon getting a lot of healing, a lot of damage coming through. It's just Lucio left on the point. The Ana's trying to heal up. They will grab it back over. Nice dart on a very low Amon. Late Young's trying to peel for him. Does a great job of peeling for him. They're also going to get a resurrection.
Yeah, that was sick. Now we have Jinwoo back in the fight. Perfect. That's going to set him up. The double kill with the rockets. Area of effect damage having its say, and now he's got the barrage online as well. He can light somebody up point blank. Not going to hesitate. Goes straight for it. Hunting for targets. Where are they?
The mines are so brutal. They're so hard to take care of. And there it is. Chengdu will take our first map on Nepal.
Strong start. Sticking with their guns. They've managed to change up on the damage dealer side. Glad to see some Pharah play here, but I mean, Amon is really impressing right now on the hamster. We're going to take a break, and we'll come back for the second map.
The Overwatch League is powered by Intel. Game, record, stream without compromise on Intel Core i7. And by Omen by HP, the official PC and display of the Overwatch League.